All right. Good morning from down under Australia, afternoon, and good evening from my people from Africa. My name is Peter Motoshaw, and we're officially starting the session today. And keep it coming in the chat where you're joining from. Of course, I'm starting from myself from Melbourne, Australia, Omar from Dakar, Senegal. How are you? Thanks for joining. Pamela from the UK. Davina from the Bahamas. Thanks for joining, Davina. Babajide from Bonny Island in Nigeria. Connecticut, US. That's our wonderful Patrick. Okoyemi from Nigeria. Oh, we have Ared from Ghana. Welcome on board. And Salima, welcome back, Salima. Thanks for always joining. That's from Lagos, Nigeria. And the wonderful Dan. Dan was our presenter last time. Thank you so much for joining from Canada. Victoria from Ghana, and of course, Karen. Karen, we look forward to your next session, which is next month. Thanks for joining, Karen from USA, from Texas to be precise. All right, keep it coming. We'll start. So as usual, I'd like to say this is the Disciplined Agile Meetup, where we discuss everything agile and everything that has to do with project management. What I'd like to do right now is to invite one of our team to take us further to introduce who we are and before we go into the session proper. Now, this person is one over the brain behind what we see. There are a couple of people that make these sessions always very great. And this person has been very, very supportive doing all the work behind the scene. And so it's a pleasure for me to introduce Bill Domina to just take us through why we are here, just a little bit about the group and who we are. Bill,
Thank
over
you,
to you.
Pete. Hi, everyone. My name is Biobele. Good afternoon, good morning, good night, depending on where you are. And once again, you're welcome to what we call ADAM, Africa Disciplined Agile Meetup. So basically, we're a growing community that is trying to instill or educate on the true value of project management, lean and agile. And our mission is to support individuals and organizations across Africa. We're specific right now across Africa for people who are passionate about what they are doing. Because a lot of people tend to jump on the trend and not really understand what they're getting involved in. But what we're trying to do is build that knowledge base, give that value. And we are hosted by the amazing Pete, who has just spoken to us. Our focus for this year is the agile, because that's so I think project management is trying to merge agile, traditional methods and all of that into one happy family so that we are agile, basically. So what we're trying to do here is give knowledge on that, build people and encourage them to do what they do. And I mean, knowledge is power. And yeah, so this is powered by Pete Lauren Consulting, an authorized training partner for PMI. So once again, you're all welcome. And please join us. We will, during the meeting, share our social handles. Please join us, like us, let the community grow so we can do what we do. Thank you. Back to you, Pete.
Thank you so much, Bill. That's really, really very straight to point and size and really good. Thank you for sharing that. Like Bill has mentioned, please join us and really let's make this a growing community. We come here to really give you value every single time, and that's what we promise every single time we come in here. It's real value that we are sharing. Now, what do we have today? Today we'll be going through a very, very important topic, especially in the contemporary world of AI. We call it Leading Without the Title in the Age of AI. Hinawaring Outer Impact. And there's no other person who I would we would like to have here other than Tutu Rio. Tutu is one of the people I respect in the community, and she's been doing a lot of amazing, amazing stuff out there. She's an erudite speaker. She speaks at conferences, and I've actually been looking at her, spying and looking for when she'll be coming to our community to give us that value. Now, a little bit about Tutu. So, Tutorial is a certified ICF coach, what we call the ACC, ORSA trained, and an IC Agile certified Agile coach, ICP ACC. She has an extensive experience coaching and mentoring globally distributed team. She's working at a global IT company, and she drives leadership, collaboration, and continuous improvement. She is the founder of Ignite Your Path, a coaching practice dedicated to empowering women and professionals in leadership, career transformation, and personal growth. So, for over a decade, she has helped individuals and teams strengthen leadership capabilities, navigating career transition, and foster collaboration for system change. She is a passionate advocate for continuous improvement. Tutu is continuously exploring new ideas and shares those insights from a professional coaching journey. And so, with no further ado, I would like to invite Tutu to take it forward. Tutu, thank you for really helping us and joining us today. We look forward to a very, very wonderful session with you today. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much, my wonderful host, and everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us today. It's evening here in the United Kingdom where I live with my family, and I'm delighted to be here. So, title today is Leading Without the Title in the Age of AI, Inner Wiring and Outer Impact. Am I sharing my screen at all?
Okay. Yes, you are.
I am. Okay, great. So today, before we dive into the everything which I've got for us, I just want to tell you a bit history behind what we're going to be doing today. So many years ago, like some decades ago, precisely when I was around 20 years old, I was in the uni. I didn't like the way I related with people. Is it that I was too shy or too quiet? But then sometimes I could be unexpectedly bold and do some things. And it felt like I was just jumping from one extreme to the other. Introvert today, extrovert sometimes, a little bit, dip my toe in and out. Who was I? So I joined JCI. JCI is Junior Chambers International. For those who know, you know. So hoping maybe by magic or by design or by community, they would help me to become more outgoing and have better interpersonal skills. No, it helped a little, I must say, but then the search still continued. Then I read something that completely changed that changed everything for me, right? And I saw myself on the pages of a book that I read. And that really spoke to me. It made me to realize that I wasn't broken. I was just wired differently. And that was the start of the self-awareness of me. It gave me language, it gave me relief, and it gave me agency to be able to choose how I want to be, how I want to show up. And today, I get to invite you on that same journey because your leadership doesn't start with a job title. It starts with you knowing who you are. And in the world of AI, all the noise going on, the rapid change going on, that inner clarity is very, very important. So for us today, we're going to explore something. And let's have a quick look at what we are going to be talking about today. Okay. So our objective for today. So first, we look inward, understand our natural leadership wiring through MBTI. I will tell you what MBTI is later. And then we will explore how to lead from that place of self-awareness in a way that inspires, include, and influence. And finally, we will look outwards, applying those insights to AI tools that that will help you to bring out your authentic voice, and you can lead intentionally, you can collaborate inclusively, and stand out in this our AI-shaped world. So we're all ready. Yes. So let us dive right in. But before we go deep into what we want to talk about, right, we have just about 2 parts to it, right, where we will try and talk about the self-awareness and the MBTI. Then we go through some practice, we'll do some exercises. Then we'll go take all the learnings we've gotten from there into AI tools. So stay with me. So I'm going to play a very short clip. It's just about less than 2 minutes, okay? So watch and pay attention, because I'm going to be asking questions after. Let me know if you can hear the audio, okay?
There's all this pressure, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes it feels like it's right up on me, and I can just feel it, like literally feel it in my head, and it's relentless. And I don't know if it's going to stop. I mean, that's the thing that scares me the most, is that I don't know if it's ever going to stop.
Yeah. Well, you do have a nail in your head.
It is not about the nail.
Are you sure? Because, I mean, I'll bet if we got that out of there.
Stop trying to fix it.
No, I'm not trying to fix it. I'm just pointing out that maybe the nail is causing.
You always do this. You always try to fix things when what I really need is for you to just listen.
See, I don't think that is what you need. I think what you need is to get the nail.
See, you're not even listening now.
Okay, fine. I will listen. Fine.
It's just, sometimes it's like there's this achy, I don't know what it is. And I'm not sleeping very well at all. And all my sweaters are snagged. I mean, all of them.
That sounds really hard.
It is. Thank you. Ow!
Oh, come on. If you would just
Don't.
Try to see things my way. Do I have to keep on?
There's all this.
So how do you show up? Let's just do a bit of reflection on that video. Right there in the chat, if you can just please do this for me. Which one are you? Are you the fixer, the one trying to fix, or the one needing to be heard, or both? You know, drop something in the chat. Maybe you write fixer, or you write heard, or you write both. Which one are you? Which one do you find yourself doing most often? I can see fixer. Some people are still thinking about it. Fixer. Both, depending on the context. Yes, keep it coming, please. Keep it coming. Both, fixer, yeah, fixer. So you see that we have some things to deal with here today. We've all been both of them at one time or the other. Trust me on that. And this is why self-awareness matters, so that we can respond, not just react. I was trying so hard to stop myself from laughing. I don't know, this video just brings that out of me every time I watch that particular video clip. Don't worry, I'm going to send the links to anything I use today. I'm going to send everything to our host. So, if you don't understand how you're wired, you will keep short-circuiting under pressure. And you know, all the electrical wires that we have in our homes and all that, when electrical wiring short-circuit under pressure, several things could go wrong, and several things could be impacted. depending on maybe the type of pressure or maybe the context in which that particular thing happens. So many of us are like that. We are leading projects, we are leading teams, even our lives, but we run it on autopilot. So having better understanding of our inner wiring will help us to break that short circuit pattern. It is not about labeling. It is about lens. A lens, a different perspective to look at something that is happening around us and to us, okay? So without much ado, I want to introduce you to somebody. Many of us know this person already, but then if you don't, well, consider this as an introduction to who Daniel Goleman is. He's the one that coined the term emotional intelligence, which says self-awareness is the cornerstone of emotional intelligence. And it tells us from his writings, his books, and everything that is the ability to understand your feeling and how they shape your perceptions, you know, your tone, your presence, your energy. It shapes how other people experience your leadership. Be it at home, it's cut across borders, every strata of society, every discipline, all disciplines. So it's not about the title. Are you getting the drift now? So especially in our teams, our blind spot can stay hidden. At home, our blind spot can stay hidden. If you look at yourself very well, you will notice that you can't see what is happening at your back. Yes, so we have blind spots. They show up in our miscommunication, in conflict, and even in silence. And there's an adage I grew up, learning about that adage. So I don't know if anybody knows it, but it says silence speaks louder than words. I mean, sometimes it speaks so volume, it speaks so loud. So let's just do a brief overview of what this MBTI is all about, because I want us to experience the exercise, and that will take us into understanding our wiring, understanding who you are. So Myers-Briggs is a type of personality assessment tool that categorizes individuals into one of 16 personality traits or types, and it is developed by Catherine Briggs and Isabel Myers. The MBTI, the Myers-Briggs, popularly called MBTI, helps us to name our default, not to limit us, but to make them visible, because what is invincible cannot be transformed. You can only transform what is visible to you. But here's the challenge. Most of us don't even know our default. We assume the way we lead, decide, or even communicate is normal, and we expect every other person to be the same. How many of you have ever queried the way your spouse do things, the way other people do things? I am guilty as charged. I also fall into that same category. Yes, some of us might already know the test, which is really very good, because it shows that this test is something that we should all engage in. I am not a distributor, or maybe I don't have an affiliate to them at all, but I find it really very useful because I did something similar when I was 20, and it helped me to be able to transform into who I am today. I stand before you, able to speak at different places because I understand who I am. I understand my energy level. I understand my peak. I understand the tropes, and I'm able to ride the waves of different things. And sometimes when I don't, I give myself space to be able to reflect, to be, and to charge, and to be able to come back and deliver better and give people value. So just journey with me as we go along and do this. So this Myers-Briggs type indicator that we're talking about, it shows itself in this. So if you go online, you will likely see it in this form, using different forms of types of character to depict the different personalities that are available. There are about 16 of them all in total, like we've said. And the benefit is so amazing in that MBTI becomes so very useful. It helps us to name our natural preferences, like we've mentioned. And it helps us as individuals, as team members, as parents, as siblings, as team members, people that we meet in our day-to-day life to be able to understand all those things that are listed on the screen that you can see. It helps us to process our energy, the information, our natural tendencies, our communication styles, our decision approaches, allowing us to be able to adapt our leadership styles to the specific needs of our teams and situations that we find ourselves. So with this understanding, it helps to create better communication, stronger relationships, and more effective decision making, which is one of those, which are some of the traits of qualities that are desirable in a leader. So what is this test that we're going to do today? This assessment we're going to do today? It will help us to take a moment for us to process and to explore our inner wiring. So this is not a formal MBTI test, but it will give you a glimpse into your natural tendencies, how you recharge, make decisions and all that. And for each question that I'm going to be presenting on the screen, please, you're going to need paper and a pen, or you can use your writing tablet. So if you just need about a minute to go grab a pen and writing pad, please go ahead and do that right now, because we're going to start with the assessment. And I promise you, this is something that is going to change your perception about who you are, or help you to see yourself in the light where you're able to process who you are and be able to have better clarity on how you can position yourself as a leader. So grab that pen and let us start. So I believe we all have our pen. Let me know in the chat if you have your pen ready. Yes, 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 yes. Let me see some yes, yes. Pen and paper, paper. Yes, please get writing materials for the next exercise. Yes, please get your writing materials. And if you want to type on your laptop or something, that's equally fine. But then I would seriously recommend that you use a writing pad. Okay, so if you have your pen and paper ready, write 1 to 20, just like you can see on your screen, 1 to 20. All right. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I wish I can write as fast as I speak. So on that paper, once you've written 1 to 20, then draw lines to segment the list in groups of 5. So that means between 5 and 6, draw a line. Between 10 and 11, draw a line. Between 15 and 16, draw a line. Let me see some responses to know that we are followed through on that. Then we can move. I know we're all joining from different parts of the world, and possibly some people are still on the road, moving about, or somewhere where they can't actually do this. You might be able to do this later if the host permits us to share the slide. So yes, we are keeping up. Yes, very good. So let's move on. I like this set of people here. Right, so we have a list of questions There are 20 in total, and they are on your screen. And each one of them have 2 options, okay? A, B. So what you do is that answer the question. Write A or B in front of question 1. Write A or B in front of question 1 and just answer without at your first instinct. Don't think too much about it. Don't overthink it and all that. Just pick the first one that comes up for you, okay? So I'm just going to be timing this very quickly so that we can move through this. When attending a network event, that's the first one. 2, in group discussions. 3, what you do after a long day. 4, when faced with a new project. 5, in social settings. Okay, so you must have picked A or B. Great, so let's move on. I'm happy to come back to it once we've gone the whole round. So when learning something new, what do? I focus on concrete facts and practical applications. I look for underlying patterns and abstract concepts. In problem solving, I rely on past experiences and proven methods. I explore innovative approaches and possibilities. 8, when given instructions, A, I provide detailed step-by-step guidance. B, I focus on overarching goal and big picture. 9, in conversations, I prefer discussing real-world tangible topics. I enjoy theoretical or philosophical discussions. 10, when interpreting information, I trust observable data and direct evidence. Then B, I read between the lines and infer meaning. There's a typo error there. So we're going to move on to the next slide. If you miss one or two, don't worry, we'll come back to it, all right? 11, in decision making, I prioritize logic and objective criteria. B, I consider personal values and the impact on others. 12, when providing feedback, I focus on facts and constructive criticism. B, I aim to be supportive and empathetic. 13, in conflict, A, I address issue directly and assertively. B, I seek harmony and avoid hurting feelings. 14, when evaluating options, A, I analyze pros and cons systematically. B, I assess how choices align with people's needs. 15, in team settings, I value efficiency and task completion. B, I prioritize team cohesion and morale. We will go to the last slide for this exercise. Are you with me? Okay. All right. So 16, when planning, I like to have a structured schedule. B, I prefer flexibility and spontaneity. 17, in completing tasks, A, I finish assignments well before deadlines. B, I often work best under last-minute pressure. 18, when making decisions, A, I prefer to have matters settled and decided. B, I keep options open as long as possible. 19, in organizing work, A, I create detailed plans and stick to them. B, I adapt plans as new information emerges. 20, when facing unexpected changes, I feel stressed and prefer to stick to the plan. I adjust easily and go with the flow. So that's we rushed through the whole thing. I hope you got the gist of it. And we have answers, A or B, in the list of 20 questions. Anyone need me to move to previous page, slides?
Yeah, I guess we just flash it maybe for 30 seconds each from 1 to 20,
Okay.
so that if people have missed anything, they can. And let me use this opportunity to also say, please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to hold them. And we have a session at the end where we treat questions. You can put them in the chat. I and the team will definitely look at it. So let's go through 1 to 5 quickly for half a minute each.
Tell me when is you're ready for me to flip to the next one. Thank you.
I think we can move now.
All right. Just go with the flow. Just pick the first one that comes to you. Don't overthink it or try to like, am I this at this present time, this present moment? And let me share. Just let me know when you need me to move, I will move it.
Yep. Let's go on.
Yeah. So this, when you take this test, sometimes it changes depending on where you are and what stage you are in. Definitely taking something like this when I was 20 was going to give me a different result, because life has happened to me. I have happened to life as well. So it's both ways. So at different stages of life, taking this will give me slightly different result. So you find out that over time, some elements remain constant, because that is who you are. Okay, that is the type. And that doesn't mean that you cannot transition into something else. And that is the beauty of this test. Okay, so let's move on.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to close this up pretty soon now, so that we can tally our choices together. Right, so tally your choices, count the number of A and B, and we'll start responding like so, okay? So if you look at for example, this is a typical one. If you have more of A, for example, in the example you can see on your screen, we have more of B, so that definitely B is the winner. And the next one, and the next one, and the next one is A, okay? So we will now go further with this. So for the first segment, if you have more of A's, put a he in front. If you have more of B, put a hi in front. Just follow what is on your screen. If you have more of A for the next segment, that is S. If you have more of B, then that's N. The next segment, that is 11 to 15. If you have more of A's, then put T there. If you have more of B, then put F. Then for the last segment, taking your count, and if it falls to A, then put a J. And if you have more of B's, then put a P. Are we ready to discover what all this is all about?
Can you take the options again? Sorry.
Okay, it's right there on your screen. The first segment, 1 to 5. If you have more of A, you can see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just look at it on your screen. It's there to help you. More of B, I, you put I. If you have more of, so depending on the segment, so you have 4 segments altogether, 1 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20. We really need to move, because my host will not give me extra time. Okay? And we want to get to the AI side.
Yeah, if we go over by a bit, we can accommodate it, but yeah, we want to be time boxed as well. So let's just look at it. I guess it's quite everything you need is on the screen. To determine your preferences, you either have E or I, or S or N, T or F, and of course J or P.
So for the last instruction, thank you very much, my host. The last instruction is you combine the letters together to form INFJ, or you combine it to form ENFP, ISTJ, whatever is showing up for you. That is what you're going to be having. So write it and drop it in the chat if you have your 4 letters together. Drop your 4 letters in the chat. Let's see those that have got their 4 letters ready. Oh, yes. I'm seeing some responses already. Woo, people are getting it. Yo, woo, 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 woo. Amazing. All right, let's move on. The rest of us will catch up, or you can take a screenshot and silently work on it. I mean, just this final part. Every other thing will be shared by the host later after this session. So let's process this a bit. Let's process it a bit. So looking at, I just picked one randomly based on
Yep.
the exercise we did, based on what we did here. So I just picked on this. So INFJ is what we came up with for this one. So in summary, understanding this helps is what we're going to now. So you will see for those that have the B, we have some elements of introversion. Disclaimer, I did this exercise again in April when I went for a conference, and I saw Jay and I'm like, no, it's not me. And there was also an agile coach who seated beside me, said, Tutu, that's you. So in case you are in denial or you're being very defensive, is a normal reaction that I get when people do this exercise, when I walk people through this exercise. So don't worry, sit with that for a minute. But I'm going to encourage you to drop that defensiveness to one side and let's look at what we can do with it. None of it is negative. It's just a perspective, right? And what we do with that information is what matters thereafter. We all have different leadership style. And this MBTI helps us to check the tank before the journey. Before you go into your team, before you interact with your spouse, your family and everything, it helps you to check your tank. Where are you? And how should you respond? How do you want to come across? How do you want this to end? Which dimension do you lean in mostly when you are under pressure? So if we go, let me share this very quickly. So have a look at where you are. Maybe you will see some things, some character traits that are, associated with each of the personalities. So whichever personality you belong to, have a look. I'm going to share the next one as well. So this one as well. So this gives an all-round view of some of the traits or skill sets or characters of people of different personality. You can see that it's not all bad, okay? Right, how does this help or hinder my leadership? How does this help or hinder my leadership? What part of your wiring is a superpower and which one is a blind spot? Which one is it that you are not aware that you even do? Aha. Is anybody discovering anything? What is coming up for you? This is causing some of us to have some reflection on who they are and several interactions that they've had with people. Don't worry, every reaction you're having in yourself is a feedback that you're receiving, okay? And feedback is good, is a gift, but what we do with it is what really matters in the long run. So with what we have, I will share a link later where you can go and study on the personality traits and how you can harness the power of them to be able to use for your good. But the goal is not for us to explore each of those characteristic traits, but for us to see that as we have gone through this exercise and we discover all these things, we learn here, we are understanding ourselves, what we are, and how it's going to be impacting the decisions, our relationships, and how we are able to even learn different things. So let's go to the AI and how it can support us in our delivery. So I have an exercise that I've already done it because I wasn't sure how network will be sometimes where things will just sort of disappear. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing this screen and I'm going to share another one. All right, so bear with me while I do the switch. Then when we're done with that exercise, we will do the switch over again. All right, so. I have multiple screens, so I'm going to be looking at different screens. So this is all about crafting AI. Please. Sometimes you expect it to work very quickly and it doesn't work as quickly as you expect it to do. So I'm still trying to do my switch over to share. Let me know what you can see.
We can definitely see your GPT screen.
Great. So I created this fresh looking ChatGPT because I didn't want the filters from my existing profile to pour all over this one. So this is quite new from if you're conversant with ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is another AI tool that we have at our disposal. So very often most people nowadays go to all these AI tools to get information and all that. It has become the new Google that we go to find out information. So how can we as leaders be able to use this in a way to serve us? So for example, let's look at this. So I did this one. So as an INFJ, I put in brackets MBTI. I often hesitate to speak up in leadership spaces that feel competitive. How can I prepare mentally and emotionally for an upcoming leadership panel? So imputing that into AI, it was able to give me some responses. So imagine if I didn't put my personality traits and I just type in, ChatGPT, I haven't, let's do that. Let's see what it will come up with. It's going to be so generic and it's not going to give us the same. So take a look at this view that it's giving us. The examples, the things we could do, mentioning, if you go to the personality traits, the 16personalitytrait.com, you will be able to see all draw all these things from that page and brought it here to show you how exactly you should be doing in that situation as a leader. So imagine if I give it a different prompt. If I give it a different prompt, let me get another prompt and use it, and we will see in action how another prompt will work. Bear with me, please. Doing all this switching over. Okay, so I have this list of prompts and examples that we can use. Copy. So new chat. So I paste this question. So as to save time, I am an ESTJ organizing a remote team project. I need help crafting an accountability message that sets clear expectation and without sounding controlling. So imagine giving this to ChatGPT. It goes boom. It says, absolutely, as a ESTJ, your natural strength in structure, efficiency, and leadership can be a big asset, especially in a remote setting. The key is to balance your direct style with a collaborative tone so that your message promotes accountability without coming across as overly rigid. So here is an example of what it's going to give to you. If you do a wordplay with this, what change will it bring or clarity will it bring to how you come across to people that you serve? And to even make it even better, I have a prompt that could be helpful for us that I can give to us right now in the chat. So if you use it, for example, go to your ChatGPT. I'm going to paste it in the chat. Try it out for size and see what will happen. And to even help us further, when we want to send a message, give ChatGPT a prompt. If we choose a tone of how we want it to land, how we want it to come across. You see that as coaches, what we do is to look at how do I want this to end? I want it to be encouraging. I want it to be hopeful. I want it to be this. I want to be bold. I want to come across as a visionary. I want it to be uplifting. I want it to be inspiring. I want it to be purposeful. I want to be gentle. I want to be compassionate. I want people to feel safe when I send this message. These are powerful words. It sets clarity. It gives some insight. It's give space for people to feel safe. It's creative. So what language are you using with your prompt, with your personality? Oh, I am an XYZ, but I want this thing that I'm doing to come across as this. For example, you say, let me give you another one. Let's try another new chart. Then we wrap up this session this way. I am an ISFJ leader writing a message to a struggling teammate. Make it warm, supportive, and clear. And this is the second set of this we are doing because we're now talking about our tone. What kind of tone are you using as a leader? So I have a set of 100 tone selector that I have prepped ready that I could give to people. I will talk more about how we can lay our hands on that later, but it's available for us to take hold of and use. So I just wanted to check in and let you know that I see how much you're carrying right now. Oh, the blah, 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 the nice things it has set there. Then would you like to customize it for a specific situation or challenge? Then you describe this challenge using the prompt I sent to you. And you fill in the necessary details. And you come out with a better, impactful message to whoever you're trying to reach out to. How powerful or how useful could that be in your leadership journey? Working with teams, working with other executives. So we talked about, are we okay here? I'm going to switch again. I hope it's going to be short change time.
Yeah, you can go ahead. I think we get the gist. While you're doing the switch, I just want to encourage everyone, just play around with your AI tool, ChatGPT or AI tool that you use. Tweak it and let it help you with your personality check. Let it help you with how you frame, how you select your tone for different aspects. Just like Tutu mentioned earlier on about this is just a tool and it gives you the feedback, which is a gift to you to really make sure that your days and relationships and endeavors are even better. So please just try to do that in your spare time.
Okay. Thank you very much. And we are right on time. So titles might open a door for you, but your self-awareness build the trust that keep it open. Trust is very, very important in any work relationship, personal relationship, mother, son, daughter relationship, siblings relationship, whatever shape it is, trust matters a lot. And it's not about the title you bear that keeps the door open. It can open it, quite right, but will it keep it open for you to be able to do your job? So what are the ways in which we can lead without a title? How can we lead without titles? So we're going to go into that very pretty soon, and it's just a very short walking us through a couple of things that are everyday things that we could do. So offer clarity during uncertain times. It's not about I am this, you are that. or pulling grades over people, even in the workplace, is about you being your tone and how you're able to come across to people, holding space for the quiet voices and ensuring that people are able to share with you openly with you, checking in with others, even when they're overwhelmed or when you yourself are overwhelmed, making sure that people around you are well taken care of. You're able to model calmness because you are self-aware of your truths when you are high, when you are low, and you're able to accommodate other people or ask for space when you know that you really need it. You're able to share knowledge freely because you don't feel like people are gonna override you or your influence, because sometimes people hoard knowledge because they feel that I don't know, but then people do some of those things. Initiate rituals and feedback chats with people, knowing fully well that, yes, this is where I receive feedback. This is the way team members receive feedback. How can I best position when I give feedback to people? If you work with team members, know fully well that you're going to receive feedback from them. You're going to have to give them feedback. How do you position yourself to be able to give feedback to people and receive feedback as well? Challenge assumptions with care. No, imagine being able to use that tool we just gave right now to craft a message that will help to remove any kind of ambiguity from your message and help you coming from your place of strength as against your place of weakness. Because sometimes we're very quick as human beings to come from our emotions, how we are feeling about things without looking at how it is going to be landing on other people. We talk about the intent is in the heart of the giver, and the impact lies in the heart of the receiver. So these things matter a lot. Connect with people across different divide of the society, of the workplace, from, we talk about you network with people up, you network down, you network sideways, you ask strategic questions, crafting this, knowing your own strength, knowing your own limits, and you're able to take ownership without waiting for authority, because everything is not about the title. So if you're waiting for that title to land, or you're waiting for yourself to be recognized in some things, that may not come so quickly. But how you're able to position yourself using the tools at your disposal is what is actually going to set you apart and win for you battles in the workplace. So I have got some resources that I'm going to share with us as well, the videos and the articles about it that you can read. And I want us to be able to continue this conversation after this time. So the prompt and the 100 tone indicators, if you want it, you can message me on LinkedIn. I will send it. I will send you the PDF. And also you can connect with me on LinkedIn and let us continue the conversation. It's been lovely joining you here today. And remember, the title might open the door, but your self-awareness is what will keep the door open. Thank you very much.
Wow, wow, wow. That's really, really very, very great one. Thank you so much. It's really quite insightful. Not only that, it was also practical as well. So it is something that all of us can actually use right from after this session. For me, it's early in the morning, so guess what? I'll be utilizing it right after. So if it's late for you, maybe tomorrow morning, it's the time to start for you. But please, it is important to really practicalize some of these things to make you a better leader, even if you don't have the title. Actually, it's not the title that makes you a leader, of course. So let's keep going. Now, I will just hold on for maybe a couple of minutes, 2-3 minutes, to see if there are questions for Coach Tutu and for these. I can see a lot of thank you in the chat box. I have not seen any question right now, but if you have any question, feel free to raise your hand. We can unmute, or we can use the chat box as well, which we can quickly do. So please, if there is any question. Now, let me just throw this question here. Do you foresee the personality test changing over time? Like, let's say I had a test in my 20s. I'm now in my 40s. Could you see a drastic change in the personality test result?
That's a very good question. So let me use myself as an example. So I did that test many years ago, and it was really, really, I tipped over to the side of being an introvert to, I mean, to the extreme side. And I wanted something different. It's okay if that's how you want it, that's fine. But then, you know, the state of my mind as at that time, I was young and I wanted to be this, but I wasn't. So that sort of like gave me like, yes, so this is what is like, you're feeling somehow, you've gone to the doctor, you don't know what is wrong with you, they've not been able to diagnose you, and they finally gave you something. I was that happy. I'm like, okay, so I have a tool to work with. Then I started doing research to find out how do I want to be. Okay, this. All right. I can't fully transition into that. Nobody saying me today will say, oh, Tutu, you're an introvert. No. But then I have my moments where I'm just done with everybody. I just want to crawl into my space and be by myself with a book. And for the better part of my young adult life, I spent reading books in the library. That's where you'll find me, because people are just too much to deal with. But then the test will change as you go through life and as life goes through you. It will change, but the core elements of it will still remain the same. You're an introvert, you're an extrovert, it will shift a bit. And with intentionality, if you lack a particular trait, you could look at how can I be more of this? Then you start doing things that moves you in the direction in which you want to grow. Then with time, if you take that test some other time, you find out that, that's a shift.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That's well answered. So, guys, at the minimum, we want to know who we have. You taking this test? I have taken this test. In fact, in front of me, I've got a board that tells me what I am. Just like you mentioned, at the point in time I took the test, and you know, when you take the full test, it gives you the four, and it tells you whether you're turbulent. The other one, I see myself turbulent. I was like, what? So I was trying to do a lot of things to just shift that and make it in the middle, so that yeah, I will just be weaponizing people with my traits. So again, if you have any question, feel free to reach out to Tutu on LinkedIn, very active on LinkedIn, and reach out to us as well. We will definitely be able to support, and as we go ahead. Can you share the LinkedIn please, Tutu? Someone has a question from Omar, but of course, if you just search for the name on LinkedIn, you will get it. It's one of those names that is very unique, just like mine. So search for the name, but the link will come in before the end of the session today. All right. Time is fast going, and so I will continue to share. Just 1 minute. All right. So we just wrapped up today's session. If you have any question, you can still drop in the chat. We'll look at it. For the people who are PMI members and you would like to use this you want to claim a PDU based on this, we've got this PDU claim code over here for you. Is 3029 J6PDNS. Pop it in the chat, and of course my amazing team will also help pop it in the chat so that you can copy and keep safe. You can claim it after the session. Now we give you 1.5 hours. That's 1.5 hours of joining, because from the time we started and started this recording and when we will end is about 1.5 hours of really insightful session, plus the activity that we have done. Yeah, so as you know, there's a community, it's a growing community. Let's continue to engage. It's quite important if you see someone that has shared something insightful in the chat message, connect with them, continue to have a discussion about how to become better, a better leader, a better project manager, a better, tech person, whatever your skill is. It's just about connection. It's about helping each other to become better. Victoria, how do we claim PDU? If you have any PMI certification, you can use the this code to claim on my PMI platform. You can reach out to me later on, or any member of my team. We can take you through how that is done. That is very, very, very straightforward. Connect with me, and then we'll be able to help you out on that one. All right. Next month, something amazing is happening. We will be having the wonderful Karen Yates take us through the 3 C's of winning agile teams. That will be coming up next month. You don't want to miss this because it's going to be very, very insightful. I am also looking forward to these as well. So very soon you will receive, invite to this amazing session. So look forward to that. So we will expect to see you in the upcoming meetup. And of course, you will also receive the recording 2 days in the coming days. We will send that to your email, and that should come to you very, very soon. All right. So and just like I said, we are definitely always showing up every third Wednesday of the month. We definitely will share ideas just like this that can really guide us and make us, a better professional. And on this, one more thing. We have been sharing the what's it called, handles in the chats. So make time to like those pages on YouTube, on LinkedIn, Instagram, on X, and Facebook, so that when we have sessions like this, you are aware, and then you can also help propagate and share with your network when they pop up on your social media network. So feel free to connect with us. That is very, very important, so that you don't miss anything. I'll push that in again so that you can do that. Anyway, I guess this is a convenient place to stop today. I want to specially thank Titu for coming here today. I want to believe that someday, sometime very soon, you will be back with another amazing session to take our community to teach and also to communicate and collaborate with our community. And until next month, when we will have another session, I want to say thank you and keep swinging. Thank you very much for attending today. See you next month. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
You're welcome.
you. Very, very insightful.
Great session. Thanks a
It
lot.
was a really good session.